Good morning, everyone, from Green River, Utah. We did a load yesterday. I went to record a video and I have my settings all wrong. I am recording on the brand new DJI Action 4 camera, and I went in, I did some manual settings and everything. I had my white balance off. The video was just horrible. Went in, did some research last night, figured out some new settings. I got the settings set up now on the camera. We're gonna see how this video does. Hopefully the color on it's good enough to where we can color grade it. The last video, it was so the white balance was so off and it was so bad I couldn't even color grade the video after 30 minutes of trying to get it up. So we're gonna go ahead and start our vlog here today instead of having video of us delivering the 3 stops in Grand Junction, Colorado. We went to all 3 stores in Grand Junction yesterday. Then we went to Montrose, Colorado. And then we made it back here to the Pilot in Green River, which is right about usually where I make it to on a load like that. If I don't leave Corinne and get down the road the night before, if I leave Corinne the day of the deliveries, this is where I'll make it to. I had about 25 minutes left, so I could have made it a little farther up the road, but it's just not worth it. You have your restrooms here, you have your showers here. There's always a place to park at this location. People inside this Pilot, Sinclair Pilot, whatever, are amazing and they're really friendly folks, so give it a shot if you're in this area. Today we're, as you can see, we're on our way back to Corinne, and from here to Corinne is about 245 miles, so it's going to take us about, I'm going to say 4.5 hours roughly, just because we're going to be going up Highway 6. You have some 55-mile-an-hour areas. We're going to have some towns to go through. It's also Sunday, so we may have some people out sightseeing, who knows. When we get back, we're sitting at about 1,400 miles for the week, 1,400 miles for the week. We did come back on a Tuesday, so we lost Monday. We didn't run Monday. Tuesday, they gave us a 300-something mile run. Wednesday, we were short freight, and they had to dispatch those drivers out who didn't get a load on Tuesday, which I understand. But we ended up getting a 34-hour restart in before we got... Thursday we did a couple short runs. We went down, we did a really short run, 2 stops on Layton, Utah, which was only 75 miles. We ended up burning 3.5 hours on a 75-mile run, which isn't really worth it considering we only got paid about $65 for 3.5 hours. So that's less than $20 an hour. But the other side of that is you have to service your customer, otherwise you don't have a customer to run for. So it's a give and take. When we got done with that load, we went back to Corinne. We grabbed a load that went down to South Jordan, Utah, the Walmart there, and then over to Provo, Utah. And then we went back. And that load was 201. So we had about 276 miles, paid miles, not driving, paid miles, in on Thursday. And that took us 8.5 hours. So when we got back, well, it took us 8.5 hours of our driving time, but because of all the stops, and how long it took to get into these Walmarts, we literally had an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours left on our 14-hour clock, even though we had more than that on our 11 when we got back to the yard. So instead of grabbing the load that we just delivered yesterday, instead of grabbing it and taking it off and trying to make it somewhere, because we wouldn't have made it that far after doing our post trip on the trailer we're dropping, filling it up, then finding our new trailer, pre-tripping it, and getting out of the yard, we may have made it back to West Valley. So we just stayed in Corinne and left yesterday, and we drove all the way down to Grand Junction, made our 3 deliveries, went to Montrose, made our delivery, and then ended up back here at Green River, like I said. So we just did our pre-trip. We're getting ready to head out of here and get back over to Corinne and hopefully be able to knock out, because today is the end of payroll. So for the company drivers at Swift, payroll is Monday through whatever you do Sunday night at midnight. So hopefully we get back to Corinne and we're able to get another 200-300 miles in. If we don't get anything, I'm not gonna complain and get upset about it. It's how trucking works. We're at the end of February, so everything should start kicking up a little bit more, get a little bit more freight starting next month. And then as the weather continues to get better, obviously the freight should increase at that time too. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here and get some footage, some driving footage, and we'll see you here in a little bit. There's more than enough room. It also doesn't get a whole lot of traffic in that parking lot. So that's the reason we went ahead and just nosed in last night. And we got in there last night, I don't know, about 9:15 or so. So we're leaving a little bit later than what we could have. We're gonna do this. There we go. But that's all right. They said we don't have a load to pick up. We're empty. So now the one disadvantage is the sooner I get back, obviously the sooner I'm available for a load. But we went ahead and air fried up some chicken legs, had some potato salad last night. So that's one thing I would suggest for any truck driver out there, is to most of these trucking companies nowadays will supply you with a refrigerator in your truck. This one in this Freightliner is not real big, but I could buy enough groceries to eat, I don't know, for a week and a half for $100 or less. I went to a Walmart, well, obviously because we deliver to Walmart, so I went into a Walmart. I bought a package of
1.5 miles, turn right to join the highway.
16 chicken legs, a package of 4 boneless skinless chicken thighs, a package with 6 pork chops, and then 1 iron flat steak. I got a half gallon of milk, a box of cereal, some granola. I got a package of 6 yogurts, 24 pack of Mountain Dew, a 1 gallon jug of water. I got bacon, chorizo, and my Southwest style egg beaters that I like, a loaf of bread, and some tortillas, and I spent $95. Now all that will last me about a week and a half for the most part. You know, unless I'm meeting up with someone and I cook for both of us. And then what I'll do,
Mile turn right to join the Interstate 70 towards Interstate 70.
Then what I do on Friday when I get paid again, I'll take stock of what I have left, rotate it in the refrigerator and the freezer, because it does have a small freezer in there, and then I'll just basically fill up what I need. Oh, I also got a case of cup of noodles and a case of top ramen. So I have food if for some reason I get shut down due to a winter storm that hits that we didn't know about, and I get shut down somewhere. I have some type of food, some type of drink in this truck at all times. And then like I said, I bought the Gourmet, whatever the heck they pronounce it, air fryer, the small one, the 4-quart one.
Now turn right to join the highway.
It's 12 or 1300 watts, which my 1500 watt inverter runs it just fine with no problems. Now obviously I'm not running my microwave and my air fryer at the same time, but I'm able to keep my food costs down, because I went into a truck stop a few weeks ago to eat, you know, just to stop, just something different, not to eat in the truck. Obviously the food's not as good for you, but I went into a Carl's Jr. at a Love's truck stop, the one there in Brigham City, Utah, and it cost me $16 for a double, basically Carl's Jr. is a version of a double cheeseburger, large fries, and a large drink. Well, to compare that, the pack of chicken legs that had 16 chicken legs in it cost me $7.99. The steak I bought, it was one of the ones where I bought it on the 20th, and the cook or freeze by date was the 21st. So I got it for $3.95. And then my pork chops with 6 pork chops in it cost me $6. So I spent $1 more than what I spent at that Carl's Jr. But I can eat one meal a day for, let me see. If you cook 2 chicken legs a day, that's 8 days worth of chicken legs. Then you got the steak, that's another day. And then if you do just say 2 pork chops, because they're not real big, just to say you eat 2 pork chops a day, that's 3 more days. So you're looking at 12 days worth of dinners right there, for the price of 1 meal. But it's just something for you new drivers to think about. When you get your own truck, think about ways to save money out here. That's going to be the easiest way for you to save money. Because a lot of these companies, Swift included, when you start, they're going to guarantee you, I think Swift does a guarantee of $1,000 a week or something for the first few months, or they used to. I don't know if that program's still going on or not. So the way that program worked was, if you were a new driver, when you got released from your mentor, as long as you were out or at least available for a load for a full week, the full 7 days, it guaranteed you $1,000 minimum. And being new, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But if all you make is $1,000, your taxes are going to be what, $200? So there's $800. Then if you're getting the benefits from the company, there's another $130 to $200. So now you're down to $600. And then you have to eat. If you're eating in the truck stop every day, one, you're eating bad. You have no real control over the type of food you're eating. But on top of that, you're spending $12 to $16 per meal, so you're spending over $30 a day if you eat 3 times a day. So you're spending another $210 to eat. So now you're down to less than $400 a week is what you're making. Where you could cut that expense in half by just cooking your own meals. Now, it does take a little time because you have to cook, then you have to clean your utensils and stuff. What I do is I have paper plates, and then I have plastic camping fork, the hard plastic, not the kind you throw away. And I've done this since I was a kid when my dad used to take me camping. I use Windex on my fork, and I throw the paper plate away. So the only thing I have to clean is my fork that I eat with, my knife that I cut my steaks with, and then what I use to cook. And to cook in here, I have the air fryer, I have the microwave, and then I also have a single burner butane stove and a frying pan with a spatula. So depending on what I'm cooked, and usually I'll use my frying pan to cook my eggs and stuff, and I'll usually do that when I'm at the terminal, because then when I go inside to use the restroom, or I go inside to get my next load, there's a sink in there that makes it nice, quick and easy to clean that stuff up. Though I did buy a ceramic coated non-stick pan from Walmart for $8, and that thing is amazing. Nothing sticks to it for the most part. It's really easy to clean. So when I do break down and use it away from the terminal, I'm able to clean it with Windex and paper towels. I don't know if that's healthy or not healthy. It's just something I've been doing my entire life, and I'll be 50 in April, so it hasn't killed me yet. I'm not saying that it won't, but it hasn't killed me yet. So take that for what it's worth. Well, you could always take your your cooking utensils and stuff into the truck stop. I'll wash them in the truck stop. They got sinks in the stores in the truck stop. They also have the sinks in the restroom in the truck stop, which I personally wouldn't do that. That's just me. I'm not taking something that I cook with to wash it in a restroom where people are using the restroom all the time, because you have germs that float in the air. But that's just a personal preference of mine. You can take that for a grain of salt if you want, because like I said, I do use Windex to clean my stuff. So but there's just some ideas of how you can save money.
we dropped our trailer, found the trailer for our next load. Our next load is actually 2 deliveries, and then we gotta do a pickup at Salt Lake, pick up a backhaul. But look at this. Anyone see a problem here? There's absolutely no reason for these yard jockeys, to drop these trailers that much higher than the 5th wheel. I mean, I don't know how that happens. The only thing I can think of is possibly when they're driving, the legs dolly down, I guess, or the gears slip. I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can put it in low gear though and dolly it. Yeah, it's gonna let us, so that'll help a little bit. So whenever you back in to your trailer, if you don't feel your truck squat down a little bit, your 5th wheel or your trailer's a little bit too high to be backing into, and you're taking a chance of high centering your kingpin, meaning that when you do your tug test, it'll tug test just fine, and if you don't crawl underneath and look, you take the chance that the first hole or bump you hit for the trailer to bounce out. Sounded like it latched. We'll find out when we crawl underneath there, won't we? So let's take a look. Yeah, we're latched. And the reason that I didn't do a tug test is because when you do your tug test, you put tension on your landing gear. So when you go to roll up your landing gear, you gotta put more effort into it. And to be honest with you, a tug test is not a safe nor proficient way to make sure your trailer is attached to your tractor. You should always, and I mean always, go underneath and look. For any of you that are new to trucking, just getting into trucking, or even if you've been trucking for a little bit and no one's ever talked to you about a high-centered kingpin, what that is when your kingpin goes through your 5th wheel, it's low enough for the bottom part of the kingpin to engage the jaws on your 5th wheel. And then, so when you do your tug test, the jaws are connected to the bottom portion of that kingpin. And check our cross members, our air lines, our brakes, our springs, make sure nothing's missing, make sure brake pads aren't cracked, no cracks or anything in the springs. And then we'll look at this side on the way back. There's our tires. These tires are good. Those tires are good. Mud flaps are there. Lights are on and working. Flashers are working. Now, let's look at the seal number if we can. Okay, 79496. Mud flap. We got good tires. Don't look like we're missing any lug nuts. Once again, crawling in here. Look at our brakes on the opposite side. The air lines and the springs as well. cross members again. Trailer looks to be in good condition. But back to what I was saying, if you high center your kingpin, so the jaws will wrap around the bottom part of the kingpin. You'll do your tug test. So when you do your tug test, the kingpin itself so we can take this off here. Do this, and then the kingpin itself will tug against the fifth wheel jaws. But the kingpin won't be down far enough for the jaws to go into the groove on your kingpin. And so when you're driving down the road and you hit the bumps, you're taking a chance of, as you hit the bump, the kingpin popping up and out of the fifth wheel and over the jaws and dropping your trailer going down the road. That's why tug tests are unreliable. They're a good secondary test, but they're unreliable, and that's why you should always crawl up underneath your trailer. We're going to go ahead and send all our macros, do our paperwork, make us a sandwich for lunch, so we can finish up and then start and finish a 30-minute break before we leave here, and then we're going to head out with this load. See you in a little bit. Well, 30-minute break's over. We ate us a sandwich, so now we're heading out. We have to deliver 19 pallets to West Valley Walmart. Then we got to deliver 10 pallets to the Magna, Utah store, which would be a neighborhood market, a little small store with a shared dock. Then we're going to run over to Americold in Salt Lake City and pick up a load. I don't know if it's going to be a drop and hook or if they're going to live load us. We'll find out. And then we'll be back here. Hopefully, if all goes well, we're back here by 7 o'clock tonight. Then we'll jump in a Jeep and, like I said, run over to the Love's, shower, going into town, go to Walmart. The only thing I need is I need a case of water. I can get that when I'll make it by deliveries, but I get it if I'm going to drive to the Love's to take a shower, I might as well just go ahead and go to Walmart in town as well. Just so I can go to the Jeep and don't have to worry about being in the dock holding anybody up. Alright, well, I didn't get no video pulling in here, but we're leaving the West Valley store. First stop, 19 pallets off, took 22 minutes. From the time I backed into the door to the time I got inside, got unloaded, got back out to the door, and pulling out right now is a total of 22 minutes for 19 pallets. These people were on the ball. I mean, you can't. That's just a hair over a minute a pallet. And that includes it's actually faster than that, considering you gotta count my time walking in there, ringing the bell, then opening up the doors, and stuff like that. So, people unloading was really nice. So now we're on our way over to Magna, Utah, where we're gonna go ahead and deliver there. I think we have 10 pallets, I believe, left in the trailer to deliver there. And then from there, we're gonna head to Americold in Salt Lake City. At Americold, well, I'll go ahead and I'll take you guys in with me to check in and all that. I don't believe they'll be upset with it. So we'll see you when we get over to Magna. I'm about a half mile or so from the Walmart. So I can't remember ever being to this Walmart. I'm sure I went to it and went a different way, but the way GPS is taking me this time, I've never been this way, so I don't recognize going to this store, but
you will reach your destination.
That doesn't mean much. So it's right here on the left. I definitely don't remember coming to the store. I Alright, well, we're done here in Magna. 10 pallets, 25 minutes. Not too bad. People are amazing there. The doors open still after we got back in, so we're able just to walk in there and wait. Alright, we're about a mile away from Americold. So we'll see how this works out. We're still crossing our fingers that the load's ready and it's a drop and hook, or if they have to live load us, they can do it in a timely manner. It is Americold though, so you never can tell. You never know.
After 1,000 feet, turn left onto west 1,800, Wendai south. Now turn left. After 3/4 of a mile, turn right onto south 4,490 west, and then you will reach.
Do I just head on over to the shipping office or for Americold? Because last time I came here there was no guard. We just pulled in and you parked up here along this curb like this truck's doing, which is basically, oh, I'm gonna go park in front of him. And you walked over shipping and receiving. So let's get parked and then we'll head in. So it'd be 8260. 60. When did you guys get? When did guards start working?
November.
Okay, it's been a minute since I've been here. I pulled up, I see the guards. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, maybe I gotta stop. I almost kept driving.
As of November, we're now DHL. So.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. Yeah.
And then it's marked.
Yes, ma'am. Did you need my ID or anything? Because I brought it with me. I wasn't sure. See, the one time I bring my ID, no one wants to see it. And I guarantee if I didn't bring it, you'd want it. And I'll put my safety vest on when I get in the truck when I do my drop and hook. I didn't realize that the safety vest was required.
New DHL thing.
Yeah, I think last time I was here was September or October.
This you're gonna give to security.
Okay.
They want you to run a continuous 26. Your seal's on the trailer. You're estimated about 36,150. Sign there and there. Okay. Your trailer you're picking up is 308062. You'll find that along.
Oh, that was pretty painless. As you heard, as of November, they're DHL, so it's a little bit different. We are picking up trailer 308062, so we'll be picking up that first trailer right there. And then she said we got to take our trailer around the back, spots 41 through 90, I think, and drop it. So it's actually going to be a good backhaul. Because we'll be back by, it's 3:30. We'll be back at the yard by 5. So that means we're going to change our PTA. I have my PTA set. It would be ready about 7 o'clock tonight. So we'll change it to 5 with 3 hours. Maybe we'll get with 3 hours, maybe we'll get something to where we can leave tonight and deliver tomorrow. Or even another local. We do locals that come right to Salt Lake and then we have to pick up in Salt Lake at Tyson, or somewhere around Salt Lake area at Tyson. But those loads, you usually drop your trailer and then you sit till the next morning. Then you grab the load and you take it back to the yard. That would be semi-perfect to add some more miles for this week's pay. But we're gonna go drop this trailer. Okay, so here's a situation. We pulled up and we checked out the trailer. You see that we hooked up to the trailer, then we had to disconnect from it because Walmart has a 3-zone reefer unit. So it has 3 separate zones, 3 separate reefer units. DHL here loaded this trailer and it was loaded at 3:07 this morning is what the lady told me. Well, when we checked the reefer, only 1 zone was turned on and it was set to 26 degrees cycle century, so the reefer wasn't running. The other 2 zones in the trailer were turned off and reading 47 degrees in each zone. So we called dispatch, we informed them what was going on. You heard the conversation. They when we hung up, they called back and Walmart has to get a hold of this company and they got to do a quality control check. So we have to wait for the yard dog to come hook to the trailer, put it in the door, break the seal, put it in the door so they could check the quality of the product in the trailer. Then we have to also wait for Walmart to give us the okay to hook to it and leave. We've been here almost an hour now, and as you can see, the trailer is still right here beside us. They haven't came to pick the trailer up yet. They haven't came to put it in the door. I can't hook to it and put it into a door because of the temperatures being off so much. I just double checked it and I took a picture. Even with the other 2 zones going, the other 2 zones are still reading 47 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this picture to dispatch. And what we're doing now is we're basically sitting here waiting for them to hook to the trailer, put it in the door, give us the approval, give Walmart the approval of the quality of the product, and then Walmart to call us to let us know that we can hook to the trailer and take it. Gotta love trucking. When everything's starting to go good, it goes bad. Murphy's Law. Just remember, try and look at the silver lining. I ain't found it yet, but we're still going to try and stay smiling. We'll keep you updated. Good morning, everybody. We made it back to the yard last night. We didn't get back to about 9:30. About 7:45 in that area, dispatch gave us a call and said that we'd been sitting for too long waiting on the company to do their quality control. That being said, DHL, used to be Americold, but now it's DHL. Those folks, God bless them. As you see in our video, we showed up, they only had 1 of the reefers on and it was set to 26. The other 2 zones in the trailer were turned off and they were reading 47 degrees. The load's supposed to be 26 degrees. So the possible problem with the product, right? So when we let dispatch know, they let Walmart know. Walmart wanted the company DHL to do quality control. Well, instead of them grabbing the actual trailer that was loaded and put it in the door and check the product, they went and grabbed the empty trailer that I brought in, backed it into the door, and it sat there for over an hour before they realized that was the wrong trailer. I'm not sure why they pulled that trailer in the door, but hey, it is what it is. Then a little over an hour later, they pull that trailer out. Then they come and actually get the trailer that has the product, and they put that in the door at about the hour and 15 mark, something like that. Then I get a phone call from them asking me, hey, can you set your reefer for 26 degrees? I was like, ma'am, you guys, the problem, and I explained the problem, the trailer you guys loaded, you guys only turned on 1 zone and it's set for 26 degrees. The other 2 zones are reading 47 degrees. You know, we need quality control check for Walmart, and you know, Walmart called you guys. It was the new shift. I'm guessing the prior shift didn't inform them of what was going on, so I had to restart the process over again.
Well, about the 2-hour mark, 2.5-hour mark roughly, dispatch calls me and says, okay, well, since I haven't got done, we're going to go ahead and bring you back. We've been sitting too long for him to do a quality control check. So I went and I grabbed my empty trailer and I came back, and like I said, I made it back here to the yard about 9:30 last night. Then I had filled up the trailer, dropped it, and I cooked dinner and I went to bed. That's why we're doing this update this morning. But I wanted to give you guys a closure on what was happening during that load and the day and the night, and it was something else. It was something special. But I want to thank every one of you for watching the video. Please comment and like down below, and have a blessed day.